For a lot of people, their least favorite part of school is taking tests. In this video, we're going to learn about tests, about how they are created, and why knowing this can make it easier to take tests and do well on them. You've probably taken a lot of tests in school, but throughout your life, you will have to take tests for all sorts of reasons. There's a test to get a driver's license, for example, and lots of jobs require you to take a test before you can get hired. Getting good at taking tests will give you opportunities and also help to lower your stress level when you need to take a test. So let's get started. Let's start by looking at a multiple choice question, the most common type of item on most tests. This problem is about somebody named Keyshawn who collects baseball cards. Right now, let's not worry about analyzing the question or finding the right answer. We will just focus on how the test item was constructed. There are two basic parts to a multiple choice item: the question stem and the alternatives or answer choices. Lots of questions in life, and even in math class, can have more than one good answer or no perfect answer. For multiple choice items though, there is almost always one correct alternative. The other alternatives are wrong and are called distractors. They're called this because their job is to distract us from the right answer by looking similar to it, but containing one or two mistakes that we might be expected to make. We can learn a lot by just studying the alternatives. We will look at the question stem later. Here are the four alternatives. Remember, we're not going to look at the question yet or worry about what it means. Let's just look at these four number sentences and see what we notice. The first question we are going to ask here is, what do all four alternatives have in common? That is, what things about the four alternatives are the same or similar? Take a moment to list as many things as you can. Now that we have looked at what things are the same, what differences are there between the alternatives? Take another moment to describe the differences that you see. We have now noticed a few things about the alternatives. For example, you may have noticed that all of the number sentences contain the letter W and the letter B. They all contain the numbers 25 and 100. Also, they all have the same structure. Something equals something plus something else. Before we go back and look at the question stem, what do you wonder about now that you have looked carefully at the alternatives? What questions do you have? Great work! In the next video, we will work on answering your questions. We are going to focus on reading the question stem and figuring out what it has to do with baseball cards. Then, we will see how the work we have done here can help us to make a plan for solving the problem, a plan that can be useful for many different kinds of problems that we might have to solve. See you next time!